Own every conversation. Every single interaction you have is a chance to leave a mark, a moment where you can either fade into the background or command attention. Imagine walking into a room and everyone instinctively leans in to hear what you have to say. That isn't luck, that's mastery. And today I'm going to show you how to own every conversation every single time. Confidence is the single most magnetic force you can bring into any conversation, and it's often what separates people who are remembered from those who fade into the background. But let me be clear, this isn't about arrogance, posturing, or trying to impress anyone. True confidence is subtle, steady, and authentic. It shows in the way you hold yourself, the way you move, and the way your voice carries. People pick up on insecurity instantly, even if you're saying all the right words. Confidence is what gives your words weight, your opinions value, and your presence impact. Imagine entering a room where everyone is talking at once. The person who commands attention isn't necessarily the loudest. They are the one who speaks with calm certainty, who holds eye contact without hesitation, and who makes each interaction feel purposeful. That is the power of confidence, and it is contagious. Developing this kind of presence starts with the small things, the way you stand, the steadiness of your posture, the openness of your gestures. These are all signals that communicate more than words ever could. When you hold yourself upright, shoulders back, and chest slightly lifted, people unconsciously treat you differently. Your body language alone signals that you are grounded, capable, and in control. Your voice too carries enormous influence. Speaking too quickly or in a hesitant tone conveys doubt. Slow down, speak with clarity, pause deliberately to let your words sink in. Every pause, every carefully placed word makes you appear measured and thoughtful rather than anxious or reactive. Even a simple smile, genuine and unforced, can soften the room while simultaneously signaling that you are comfortable in your own skin. Confidence also comes from preparation. Knowing your ideas, understanding your points, and being comfortable with silence allows you to navigate conversations without panic. It isn't about having all the answers, it's about owning your voice even when uncertainty exists. When you enter a conversation with inner steadiness, others sense it and they respond in kind. People are drawn to those who appear self-assured because confidence implies competence, reliability, and control. Over time, this magnetic presence doesn't just influence conversations, it shapes relationships, opportunities, and the way the world perceives you. Confidence is the currency that makes your words matter, your ideas resonate, and your presence unforgettable. The true art of conversation doesn't come from talking, it comes from listening. Most people think listening means waiting for their turn to speak, but the truth is far deeper. Listening with intention means fully immersing yourself in what the other person is saying, catching not only their words, but the emotion behind them. When you listen to understand, you create a space where people feel seen, heard, and valued. This is magnetic. People instinctively gravitate toward those who truly hear them because it's rare. Most conversations are filled with interruptions, tangents, or rehearsed responses, leaving the other person feeling dismissed. By contrast, when you actively engage, nod subtly, make eye contact, and respond thoughtfully, you signal that their thoughts and feelings matter. Listening with intent also allows you to guide a conversation subtly. The more you understand what motivates someone, what excites them, or what worries them, the easier it is to steer the dialogue in meaningful directions. You gain insight into their mindset, and from there, you can craft responses that resonate deeply. This is why confidence and listening are intertwined. Someone who listens well can speak with authority because their words are rooted in understanding, not assumption. Another aspect of listening is silence. Many people fear it, but silence is a powerful tool. It gives the other person time to elaborate, to open up, and to reveal layers they might otherwise keep hidden. Instead of rushing to fill gaps with your voice, let the pause work for you. When used skillfully, listening transforms a simple exchange into a meaningful connection. People leave a conversation not remembering exactly what you said, but how deeply you made them feel understood. A conversation becomes unforgettable when it stirs emotion. Facts, schedules, and small talk are forgettable, emotions linger. The most captivating conversationalists know how to ask questions that tap into feelings, dreams, and experiences. Instead of asking routine, surface-level questions like, how's work? Or where are you from? They ask questions that trigger thought, reflection, and excitement. Questions like, what's something that's inspired you recently? Or when was the last time you felt truly alive? Immediately spark curiosity and openness. Emotionally charged questions create vulnerability, and vulnerability fosters connection. People are naturally drawn to those who can inspire them to think, feel, or share. This doesn't mean prying or overstepping boundaries. It's about creating space for meaningful dialogue. When you ask questions that invite storytelling or introspection, you not only keep the conversation alive, you become memorable. Moreover, questions are also a way to show confidence. It's bold to steer a conversation toward deeper territory because it requires the belief that the other person's insights matter. The more thoughtful your questions, the more value you offer, and the more magnetic you become. It's an exchange that feels effortless yet powerful, where people feel heard yet inspired, and that is the hallmark of someone who owns a conversation. Owning a conversation doesn't mean overpowering it, it means guiding it. The key is rhythm. Observe the energy of the room or interaction and adapt to it. Know when to expand, when to pause, and when to shift topics. The most influential people in a conversation aren't necessarily the ones speaking the most. They are the ones who set the pace, tone, and energy, subtly creating a framework for the dialogue without ever forcing it. Body language, vocal inflection, and timing all play a role. A pause before responding, a slow and deliberate voice, or a confident gesture can signal authority and presence without words. Dominating a conversation can trigger resistance, but guiding it through cues of calm assurance draws people in. Control also comes from anticipation. If you understand the other person's perspective, you can lead the conversation in a meaningful direction without it feeling manipulated. You create a flow where ideas and emotions are exchanged naturally, and yet your influence is quietly at work. People leave interactions feeling enriched and engaged, often without realizing you were steering them the entire time. That's the subtle power of owning a conversation. Facts inform, but stories transform. The human brain responds to narrative on a deeper level. Stories activate emotion, imagination, and memory. If you want your words to linger, weave stories into your conversations. Personal anecdotes, lessons learned, or relatable experiences make your ideas tangible and unforgettable. The best conversationalists don't just state points, they illustrate them. Stories create emotional resonance. A lesson shared through experience resonates far more than abstract advice. When you tell a story, people visualize themselves in it, feel the tension, triumph, or humor, and connect with you on a profound level. Even a small, relatable anecdote can make your presence unforgettable in a conversation. Another benefit of stories is that they build credibility without boasting. Sharing experiences humanizes you, showing depth, insight, and authenticity. People are drawn to authenticity because it feels real and trustworthy. A well-told story anchors your conversation, gives it rhythm, and makes your points memorable long after the dialogue ends. The art of conversation isn't just in speaking, it's in knowing when to stop. Many people ruin their impact by over-explaining, over-talking, or giving everything away. Leaving something unsaid, pausing at the right moment, or ending on a thought-provoking note makes people eager to reconnect. People remember the last impression more vividly than the entire exchange, so use that to your advantage. Ending a conversation on intrigue or curiosity creates anticipation. A subtle cliffhanger, a compelling insight, or a thoughtful question can keep you in someone's mind long after they walk away. This doesn't mean being mysterious for the sake of it. It means understanding the rhythm and leaving space for the other person to reflect. When you master the pause, the timing, and the conclusion, people naturally want to engage with you again. By leaving them wanting more, you create a magnetic pull toward your presence, ideas, and voice. Conversations become not just exchanges, they become experiences, memorable and impactful. That is the ultimate sign of someone who owns every conversation they step into. Every conversation you have is an opportunity to influence, connect, and leave an impact. By cultivating confidence, you command attention without demanding it, letting your presence naturally resonate. Confidence isn't about being loud or dominating. It's about being grounded, self-assured, and intentional. When you walk into a room with calm authority, people instinctively tune into you, and your words carry weight. Owning a conversation starts with owning yourself, knowing that your voice, your body language, and your energy are tools you can shape and refine to create magnetic interactions. Listening is where true influence begins. When you listen to understand rather than reply, you create deep connection. People can feel the difference between someone who is present and someone who is simply waiting to speak. When you fully engage, absorb their words, and respond with care, you build trust and rapport that lasts. Conversations become more than just exchanges. They become experiences where both sides feel valued, inspired, and heard. This level of attention turns ordinary dialogue into meaningful, memorable interaction, giving you the subtle power to guide every conversation without ever dominating it. The questions you ask and the stories you share further amplify your impact. Questions that spark emotion, curiosity, or reflection invite people to reveal themselves, and stories make your words stick. The people who leave a room remembering you are the ones who've touched them emotionally or mentally, who made them laugh, think, or see the world differently. By strategically using these tools, you not only engage the people you speak with, but also shape the energy and flow of the entire conversation. Your presence becomes more than words. It becomes an experience that people want to return to. Finally, mastery of conversation comes from understanding rhythm, timing, and impact. Know when to speak, when to pause, and when to leave them wanting more. The end of a conversation is just as powerful as the beginning. By guiding the flow, choosing the right moments, and finishing on intrigue or thought, you make every interaction memorable. Owning a conversation isn't just a skill. It's a lifestyle. When you consistently apply confidence, listening, curiosity, storytelling, and timing, you don't just communicate. You leave a lasting impression, one conversation at a time. Thank you so much for watching and spending your time with this video. I truly hope the tips and insights shared today empower you to own every conversation you step into. If you found value here, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe so you never miss content that can transform the way you communicate and connect with others. Your engagement means the world, and I can't wait to bring you more practical advice and strategies to level up your confidence and communication skills. Until next time, take these techniques, step into your power, and make every conversation count. Thank you again, and I'll see you in the next video.